women.
Thank you for
Thank
that.
you so much.
Ma'am, but there's a very important question there. That, sometimes if you think too much, atak jate ho. So you have to block out some thoughts. And I think if you're in life and death situations especially, you can't afford to think. You have to think of other things. Is that true?
I mean, you can't think of other things. There's just something that you're thinking about, and that's it. There's nothing that can distract you at that moment. So I think the training is such, I mean, where you made to realize that it's all here. So it's all mental. You know, that's the famous, most favorite dialogue of our instructors also in academy. That is all mental. If you run that 40 km with that 20 kg, you have to run it. Just run it and get over it.
Just like that, huh? 40K with that 20 thing.
So,
I mean,
as it is
so
said,
casual, you make it sound.
No, because if you make it not sound casual, then that 20 kg will probably weigh 30 kgs.
Right.
But then if you like it just 20 kgs and I should just get over with it and get it off my back. So it's like, yeah, it's done. So it's all here. Man ke haare haar hai, man ke jeete jeet. So whatever you think, you will be able to, I think, get over with it.
Abhilasha, is it all in the mind?
It's all in the mind.
And so is it about conquering your mind even before it's about training your body? Is it really about that, Colonel?
It is. Your body might give in. I'll give you an example. I was instructor in the Officers Training Academy, wherein we were training the women and the gentlemen cadets. So, you see, women like us, 5 feet nothing, and this. So, we also do the same thing. But then, we know that there are some people who might just give in. But I'll tell you, in the run backs, these 40 kms that I'm talking about, there has never been a lady cadet who has backed out of that run. There have been gentlemen cadets.
Really?
Yeah. So it's all here. So when there are male officers who've not had an experience of serving with women and they come to the academy and then they realize, yeah, actually it's all the mental strength, I think, that's taking them along. And how come this little petite girl is carrying the same load and she's not giving in, wherein this 6 feet tall gentleman cadet, he just says, I can't do it. Because it's all here.
It's all in the mind.
Yeah.
And are there assumptions or stereotypes that you've had to battle, Major Abhilasha? Colonel Anila says it's been easy. In her own life as a parent, there are moments of anxiety, but as a soldier, other than that one conversation, कि आप मुझे बुलाओगे क्या नहीं, आप मुझे साहब बुलाओगे, it's been smooth. But for you, has it been as smooth, Major Abhilasha?
Stereotypes as in which?
In the sense that of fitting in a male-dominated work environment?
Like I said before, never. Because it is the duty and that's what gets you the respect. The duty and work you do. It is never a male or a woman officer.
So you don't ever think of your gender?
We are never made to. Exactly. It's an officer. It's a aviator, a combat-ready aviator.
So would you hate being called a woman soldier? You think of yourself...
Yeah, soldier is a gender-neutral word.
Soldier is a gender-neutral word. I just feel so proud. I feel so proud that we are today in an India where we can say soldier is a gender-neutral word. Okay, come on, guys, make use of... yes, Ranjana, let's get you the mic. Here you go.
Thank you so much. It was amazing to hear both of you, and you have sort of encouraged so many women, and I'll tell you of one incident whom I know has been encouraged by women like you. I don't know if you're aware of Nikita Kaul Dhondial, whose husband died in the Pulwama attacks. She was in TCS, she left the corporate job and she joined the army to fulfill her husband's dream. It's for women like this that she said that who are in the army, I said I can do it, and she did it. So they are inspiring so many women. I just wanted to add.
Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else? I saw hands go up. Come. Come on stage where we can see you. It's easier to get the mic. Yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Avni. So, as military personnel, you have seen death very closely. So, and still you are so calm. You have that calmness in your personality. So, how do you get that?
Yeah, everybody has to die one day. But that's all right. I mean, there's nothing great about it, but why die every day? We'll die one day. We'll see when it comes. But, we can't die every day. We have to be alive every day.
So, ma'am, when you see death coming towards you, so don't you think about family and that gets you in a panic mode?
See, how do you see death coming? I don't know. I really don't know how you see death coming. But closest I have seen somebody dying along with me was while it was on a.
Yeah, in that.
So that was unfortunate. But then it had to happen, it happened. Now you have to take care of his family, that we did. But should it, scare us down? No. It can't scare us down. We'll be doing injustice to that buddy of mine who has laid his life. So I don't think we have to really overthink, as you said, about death. That is something surely going to happen to each one of us. So how you live life, I think matters more.
Thank you, ma'am.
But there's a valid question about training your mind to be calm. Because if you get emotional, then of course it can cloud your judgment. And that's true for all professions, but it's especially true for the kind of frontline work that both of you do. Does that come from mental training? Is today a soldier's training as much, we've already spoken about mind over matter, but that sense of control, not so much calmness, but that control of remaining level-headed, how do you cultivate that? And I'll tell you why I'm asking. Because one of the assumptions जो औरतों के बारे में कहते हैं ना बड़े emotional है. All women are much more emotional than men. To be a soldier, whether you're a man or a woman, as you said, a soldier is a gender-neutral entity. You have to master, you have to be the master of your emotion. The emotion can't be the master of you. So talk a little bit about mastering emotion. It's not as a woman, but there's a stereotyping of women as the more emotional gender.
I think a soldier is very emotional. Emotion doesn't mean shedding tears. See, if you're not emotional about your passion or your organization, I don't think you'll be able to give you 100%. You to feel for it.
What about you, Major Abhilasha?
Operating in the valley, I see deaths every day. It is a active field area. So the people we are evacuating, sometimes gunshot wound, the valley, a snowflake turns into an avalanche any moment. So we are evacuating those kind of people. And there are counter-insurgency and counter-terrorism operations every day. And even flying, what I'm flying, Dhruv helicopter. So every day is a challenge. A helicopter is not meant to fly, whereas a fixed wing imitates a bird. So we are working against nature every time. And that is just your own grit and will that you overcome such emotional feelings.
I was listening to you and I was just lost for a moment because you said a snowflake can turn into an avalanche. And I think every day is a reminder of what the kind of risks that officers and jawans, all our soldiers take. I have time. You want to add to something? Yeah.
Not add, but there's so many young girls here and
Yes.
otherwise too. I just wanted to, tell them something that whatever sessions we had before, I had, I was asking her, yeah, is life really so tough? Like, is there gender bias all around? So I was like, no. First of all, if you to be really happy in life, we must not carry this burden. You see men are happier than women. Why? Because they don't have this burden of proving themselves better or equal to somebody. They're at peace. They are human beings. They can make mistakes. We are also human beings. We can make mistakes. And that's just okay. And if we are doing something, we should do it because we like doing it. Not because I have to prove myself better than somebody or equal to somebody. I would do something because I like doing it. I really love doing it. I think that should be the only reason. Not proving yourself better than something or equal to somebody. Just be yourself, live your life, and break away from this shackle, this burden of, proving women, and this burden of representing every woman on earth. You are one human being, you are doing what you are doing. It should not be considered that if I do something, then, it will be generalized for all women. No, nobody is, the world is not that bad. It's a very peaceful place around. There are men who are, we are working with men. I don't find people generalizing. So why is it that everywhere it is like, no, this is happening, there's a gender bias. We are human beings. Can we make mistakes? Yes, we can make mistakes. But do we have to attribute it to gender bias? Not always. We must introspect and see we are human beings, we can also falter. So that's it. So live peacefully.
So finally, what would you like to say? She had a message for all the 18-year-olds here. What would you like to say to all the young women, Major Abhilasha?
I'd just like to say, if I can do it, so can you. सपना ऐसे देखो तो ऐसे देखो कि पूरा हो तो ख्वाब लगे. make it a miracle. You know, fate is not a matter of chances, it is a matter of choices. Go out, grab the opportunities, and once you have that opportunity, make the most of it. Work as hard as possible.
Well, it's been incredible listening to you. Can I request the two officers